Welcome to Medicanova Wellness Studio. I'm Angelika Maria Koch with your educational videos about how to live optimal health and vibrant well-being as I continue to guide you step by step through an amazing and life transformative process, empowering you to connect with your body and soul in a completely new way again. You did it! We have finally arrived at our last video of the Discovery series of the radical chakra healing in the New World, with our 7th and 8th chakra called SAHASRARA and the theme, the space between heaven and earth. And this is part 2, where I will share with you how to support and even prevent common ailments like loss of memory, lack of concentration, and neurological problems with natural and effective therapeutic tools. And they're all part of this chakra. And there's a new Discovery series in the making. It will start in 2 weeks, and the theme is wellness, Moms and Children's Project. I'm so excited about it. Here I will share with you from A to Z elements like coughs and colds and fever and sleep problems and bedwetting and teething and learning difficulties in school, from small children to teenagers, as well as moms and dads problems, anything in our lives which we all so often wish we could have something at home to meet this, and not just run around to doctors and spend hours in hospitals trying to find a solution. I'm so excited about this project. And to stay updated, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, share and like it with your friends or anybody interested in living optimal health. And your moms and dads out there, you should really share these videos because they will be packed with information. But now let's go back to our 7th chakra. So just to recap from last time, your 7th chakra, or your crown chakra, is located at the top of your head, near the soft spot when you were an infant. It is associated with the planet of Moon, the metal of silver, radiates a great purple color, and in astrology it is related to the Zodiac sign of Cancer. Along with the 6th chakra, it governs the functions of the brain and the pineal gland, but also the universal energy, the cosmic energy, which enters your body and exits your body at the top of your head. So the 7th chakra is an overall control of your mind and body and can only be activated via the mind. And when your crown chakra is open, you can merge with this energy of the cosmos and sort of harness this energy and direct this to your own personal healing. And that's really the core essence of the 7th chakra. I love this. So the crown chakra contains the human capacity for spaciousness, something outside our physical body, this boundlessness. It's like we are more than just this body. It is the spiritual center within your physical body. So the 8th chakra in the aura, which we don't see, not so much focuses on specific physical ailments, but the totality of the body, the wholeness of the organism. So the primary physical structure governed by the 7th chakra is the cerebrum. And it's really the upper part of the brain, and it has a lot to do with cognitive functions. We also have the cerebellum and the brainstem, which are more part of the lower frequency and the automatic instincts. So the 8th chakra allows you to send positive healing energy to other people, and is your projection also to others that allows them to feel your presence, your energy field. So when you feel good, that's how they sort of tangible, without touching you, feel you. That all happens from the 7th chakra. The cerebrum in itself weighs about 2 pounds, and it is the shape of the perfect walnut. It's just identical. It's so beautiful. I will put up some pictures for you. And these two halves, these two hemispheres, are joined together to form a sphere. And it is covered by a very thin layer, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters only thick, called the gray matter. And this layer is very important because it composes the neocortex, and in the neocortex we have the long-term memory. So all the higher thought processes happen in this very thin layer. Now, the cerebrum is divided in 4 lobes, and we have the frontal lobe, which is very much associated to solving abstract problems. And they have the parietal lobe, which sorts out messages from the senses. And then the temporal lobes here has to do with hearing and learning and the memory. And the occipital part has to do with vision. So when people have a lot of migraines, they have visual auras or visual disturbances, they usually start at the back of the brain. So it was once believed that a particular type of memory, maybe sort of memories about your family or your loved ones, were stored sort of in localized compartments. And today we know a little bit more that these memories as an exit, as sort of widely sort of scattered networks of neurons connections. And therefore, to have a really great function and to really have this properly working, the brain must have an abundance of chemical neurotransmitters that connect one brain cell with each other. So we talk about communication. And I would say personally 80% today of major diseases have to do with mitochondrial disturbances. That means within our nucleus of the cell there is a miscommunication happening or a lack of communication happening with the other cells. Why? Because our cell membrane today is toxic, is blocked by toxins. I wouldn't say it's toxic in itself, but it's just layered with toxins. And environmental toxin, as well as personal waste products, which is part of energy production within our body. So the cells can't communicate with each other, nor they can receive nutrients or give away the waste products to the body. And that's really a major problem today in terms of disturbed or declining health. So here I really would like to say it is a complex process, but we can actually establish communication with ourselves by actually cultivating a relationship to our body as your best friends in the first place, and also visualizing that these cells start communicating with each other again. They need, or the neurotransmitter in itself, they really need special food and nutrients. And we often say, well, I take care of my digestive system and I give them probiotics and I leave out the gluten and I do this. But we hardly give nutrients to our brain. And the digestive system is our second brain and is directly connected to the brain by the vagus nerve. So it's very important that you actually take care of your brain as well and give it not just food for thought, but plant derivative food. So this chakra is governed by the pineal gland, and the pineal gland was once believed sort of to invariable wither like the thymus gland, with age. I don't think that's necessarily true so much, but yet when it calcifies, we do see problems. And because the pineal gland cannot produce hormones anymore, and one of the hormones would be melatonin. And elderly people often, suffer a little bit from regular sleep patterns, and they supplement then, or even adults supplement with melatonin before they go to bed in order to, gain a good night's sleep. Now, melatonin is not just great or helps with a good night's sleep, but it boosts your immunity, it makes you feel better, and supplements are good, but also I would say bringing more blood flow. Yoga exercises, standing on the head, or meditation. I mean, it's really what we want, just bring in more blood flow to the brain. The brain has two hemispheres that can function somewhat independently. However, the cognitive function occurs only when the two hemispheres really work with maximum efficiency. And this communication, what I talked before, also occurs primarily via the band of nerve fibers that connects these two hemispheres. And they have a name, it's called corpus callosum. So women tend to have sort of a thicker or a stronger corpus callosum. I'm not being biased here, but that's truly science here. So what happens is there are cognitive differences that appear to exist among males and females. And I can really verify, I see that often in boys or males, that we have dyslexia or hyperactivity more present than in the females. And that really has to do with this exacerbated lack of hemispheres coordination. The women are more prone, or let's say they have a strong intuitive part, and again that has to do with increased whole brain communication. So to cultivate a connection between your left side of your body and your right side, and the right side to your left side, is really important. So let's have a look how we can heal loss of memory or lack of concentration in children as well as elderly with natural protocols. So many people associate memory loss with aging, but I think occasional forgetfulness is it's not a big deal, but there are many other environmental factors which now play into that as well. So one of the causes would be definitely nutritional deficiency. A lack of vitamins and minerals, particularly the B group, vitamin B, is very important here. Of course, sugar, processed food, non-organic food, all causes inflammatory processes which are very much part of Alzheimer's, dementia, and all neurological problems. Pesticides, other toxins, of course, GMO food, please leave that aside. The brain wants fat, really nice fat, and it loves omega-3 from the sea oils. And, in vegetarians it's hard to, if they don't want to eat the salmon or if they don't want to eat the shellfish, but supplement it with omega-3, 6 and 9 oils, particularly in children. The brain development thrives on omega-3 oils. Medication, antihistamine, painkillers, antidepressants, muscle relaxants, statins, they have a huge range in terms of affecting the memory parts and lack of oxygen to the brain. Of course, alcohol, drug, and tobacco use, it's a given, changes the chemical constituency within the brain. Stress and depression, of course, as well as head injuries, trauma, ski accidents, of course, that can happen then as well as strokes. But let's go back to food. Really bring in your fats. Your brain loves your fats. And here we have coconut oil, we have avocados, cold-pressed virgin olive oil, organic virgin olive oil. Bring it in as best as you can. Also use spices. They activate the blood flow and really just perks up the brain. And here we have chili, we have ginger, we have turmeric. Avoid grains. Yes, by now you know that grains do cause an inflammatory process, with particularly in situations like Alzheimer's and dementia. We really want to leave this out if you feel you have neurological problems. Get adequate amounts of sleep during the night. The reason is sleep rejuvenates and heals your body and is vital for good memory support. In fact, most memories are converted from short-term to long-term while you sleep. Did you know that? So sleep with the sundown and awake with the sunrise, ideally. Of course, clean out poisons in your house. We want to get away from all the toxic laundry, cleaning products, toxic personal care products, but also limit electromagnetic frequencies, so this blue light, Wi-Fi's, microwaves, waves, TV. Don't have your phone next to your bed and use it as an alarm clock. It's not so great. Don't have your cell phone all the time against your ear. So all that we want to sort of eliminate. But let's go for great herbal extracts and herbal formulas. Ginkgo biloba, that's my favorite here. It is used all over the world, and the reason is because it's a therapeutic benefit and it powers to enhance memory in the most effective way. Scientific studies discover ginkgo's potency to aid memory and thinking of those with Alzheimer's or vascular dementia by protecting the nerve cells damaged by these disorders, to improve learning daily activities, social behavior, and reduced feelings of depression. So it really covers a wide range of neurological problems. So ginkgo biloba supports the blood circulation, but also the general nervous system, and therefore it really stimulates the brain development and the functions. Now, the mechanism behind this great magic herb, ginkgo biloba, is because there are two types of chemicals in there, which are called flavonoids and terpenoids, and they contain antioxidants. And we want that because brain diseases often are caused by an inflammatory status, and all inflammation within the body is, I would say, not caused, but it's made worsened by free radicals. Free radicals are produced within the body, and they're part of the energy production within our body, but we don't want them out of proportion. They're the bad guys. In order to quench them, we need antioxidants. And ginkgo biloba does provide that in a wonderful way. The next one is ginseng, one of my favorite foods as well. And lab trials have demonstrated how ginseng appears effective for memory impairment. Among mice that were given sort of extracts from ginseng, and they have seen remarkable improvements with ginseng, and as it activates the neurotransmitters and therefore promotes the memory enhancement. So it really it's a stimulating herb. That's really what it is. Rosemary, another one. You have maybe heard about aromatic essential oils, and you put rosemary on the head for loss of hair, but it's also a great memory enhancer. So it's an aromatic spice, and rosemary has been traditionally used to improve memory. Science backs this tradition since, again with ginkgo biloba, it contains a lot of antioxidants, and again it neutralizes these free radicals. One study suggests that when used in aromatherapy, rosemary can reduce cortisol levels. That means your adrenals get a little break here, and therefore you get less stressed and have less anxiety. Another study verified the usage of rosemary combined with other essential oils to alleviate stress, and really increases the concentration and the memory in students. So I would absolutely suggest, if you have teenagers at home and they're stressed out because they have to sit through exams or university finals are coming up, give rosemary. It really helps you. Sage, our wonderful sacred sage. Experts believe that sage contains active ingredients that boost the chemicals that trigger transmission of messages within the brain. That means it creates the context, the space, so our messages can be passed from brain cell to brain cell. So there were universities in Newcastle and Northumbria in England that tested about 44 people by having them take sage or placebo. And results showed that those given sage performed better in the word recall test. So don't underestimate our sage. They also suggest potential benefits of sage for patients living with Alzheimer's. And the experiments have shown sage boosting the same brain chemicals that drop when one is affected by Alzheimer's. So, you know, we just think, oh, it's just sage, but look at this amazing, beautiful healing qualities here. Green tea, I would like to mention this here too, because again, it contains a lot of antioxidants like rosemary and ginkgo biloba. And there was a study, I think it was in March 2013, that they confirmed that green tea extracts help shield even proteins and lipids from age-associated activity caused by oxidation. Oxidation is a process within the cells. It's like a rusting process where the cells decay. There are too many free radicals involved here. And animals treated with this extract showed better spatial learning abilities, and studies suggest that even that this plant can protect the hippocampus, you know, which is part of the brain in age-related decline. So all these, really natural given gifts, on a daily basis can help to activate the function of the brain as well as use it as a prevention. But even if memory loss may be linked to various sources, it can fortunately be treated with natural therapeutic tools. And they're clinically proven. They don't have side effects. So to summarize, which are the most, useful supplements you would use in this situation? I would say absolutely ginkgo biloba, vitamin B complex, and here I would say inositol and choline really has to be in there as well. Antioxidants, we talked about it, vitamin C and vitamin E, selenium maybe, and acetylcysteine as well. I also would like to mention here glutathione, because this is the most important antioxidant in our body, and it really gives us the energy within the cells even. So bring in that as well as your superfood, spirulina, chlorella, and all the daily greens, because that brings in the fresh energy towards your brain. Of course, there are other supplements like 5-HTP and tyrosine, but I would like to keep it simple, right? The best teaching is just keep it accessible and simple. So just use the ones which I mentioned before. But as I'm a homeopath, I also would like to finish this video to give you very supportive, over-the-counter, accessible homeopathic remedies which help with brain dysfunction. Now, with homeopathic remedies, take them under your tongue, 1 tablet, 10 minutes before and after. Do not eat and drink, just let it dissolve. And I would say here potency 6, and that's the one you get in your health food store. So the first remedy is called Barita Carb, Barita Carbonica. And this remedy is very much indicated for elderly and also for children. And I would say they have a personality which is quite childish, and there is also a developmental delay, a little bit backward, a lot of learning difficulties. These children are made maybe fun of by others. And in elderly, we definitely see like they become more childlike. There may be a timidness, they can't decide anymore. And I would say when this personality fits 1 tablet daily, maybe try it out for 3 months and see. But here when I really say, contact me at my email health@medicanova.net so I can individually and really in a target way support your healing process, particularly when it comes to your children or elderly. Okay? Now the next one is Kalium phosphorica. This is a remedy when you have sort of loss of memory or a lack of concentration, let's say more lack of concentration because of mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion, overwork, poor concentration, right? There can be maybe headache, irritability, even insomnia, sleeplessness, which is worse from mental exertion. That's a great remedy to bring in for students or when you have a really sort of mental focused activity in front of you. The next remedy is called Lycopodium. It's club moss and it's a plant. And here I would say use this, it's a great remedy for little boys where there is gradual memory loss, gradual lack of concentration and confusion, and here particularly if you see dyslexia, where they misplace the words or the syllable while talking. Personality-wise, they're quite little rude, bossy boys, maybe can be girls too, but I see it more in boys. And yet they can be very pleasing with authority, so they're great with their teachers in school, but at home they become this dominating, bossy little beings, little monsters. That will help them a lot as well. The last remedy is called Silicea. It's quartz crystal. And here the personality is like the feather, the underdeveloped, the small-boned child, and they lack a little bit grit. You know, they're very sort of timid, shy, anxiety of anticipation, and they often suffer from colds and infections and stressful periods, and so they have this lack of physical and mental stamina. And silica can be a great help here as well. But again, I really want to mention, if you need help, contact me at my email health@medicanova.net, or leave your comments below and I will reply to them. So here we are. So look out for the new project, Wellness Moms and Children's Project, and I can't wait to start sharing with you all this information I gathered over 30 years now in clinical practice. And you know, life can be so much easier, so go for it. Also, if you're interested in learning more in depth, go to my website medicanova.net. I offer in the online academy great comprehensive home study courses in first aid homeopathy and quantum healing, and I just reduced these courses from their original price $200 less. So hey, this is a bargain, so go for it. Also, if you're interested in a personal health consultation for yourself or your children, you can contact me at my email health@medicanova.net. So see you in 2 weeks with a great new discovery series. Much love. Till then.